Welcome to the
what are we doing?
Welcome to the so-called pilot episode of the Gabs with Gav. My name is Gavin. I will be your host.
I'm
Who's
Landon.
breathing into the microphone right now?
I don't know. I think it catches like Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean the headphones are super sensitive too.
Yeah.
Like the headphone outputs on this are really sensitive. So what you probably are, any hissing you're hearing doesn't actually like.
Yeah, it doesn't probably register in the recording. Yeah, because
Okay,
the
nice.
XLRs usually have a built-in sound gate, don't they?
Yeah, and there's like a sound gate on the actual recording. Okay, well, anyways, I'm your host, Gavin. Who do we have here? We'll go down the line.
Go down the line. All right.
I'm John. I'm not the host.
I'm Landon. I guess not the host, co-host, something like that.
But you sound so sad when you said I'm not the host.
I don't. I was. That was a inflection.
No, John sounded sad. Like,
well, no, because John's the pick me girl of the group for sure.
oh my goodness.
Oh wow. Hey.
I should.
Found
Okay,
a
hold on. We really prepped for this, and by that I mean I did nothing to prepare for this.
Dude,
John, could you be a deer and reach into the suitcase and grab like one of the stands for the microphones?
Oh shoot.
Should be in the top left.
Right.
do we have like
I
a
was gonna
full-on
grab
like
you one of those
coral
earlier.
stand?
Oh yeah, there's
Oh.
a bag in it. Let me just.
POV, Gavin is opening up a bag right in front of his mic.
Yep.
We are keeping this in the edit for sure.
We're gonna go deaf, I think.
Is anyone else like purposely like lowering their voice? Like they're trying to make it sound as good as possible.
I mean, you
in their mic?
can talk normal.
The thing is, I no longer know where my normal is.
Yeah.
That's
If
the
you
problem.
sound like a goob, it's not my fault.
We've started, and now I think I heard my original
This is-
super high pitched voice, and so I modulated it to be like lower. So what I'm hearing.
Anyways, this is
what
the
I want to
ASMR
hear.
portion. That's we need a
Yeah,
bit.
I think I'm stuck in like AMR voice.
Well, I'm like we need a bit for each episode. We're gonna have the ASMR portion.
The
I don't
POV,
suppose you could
just
lower the
logged in.
output to my headphones.
John doesn't like hearing the.
Oh yeah, I do not like that.
I put you on 2, right? I think I put you
Yeah, I'm on 2. That actually helps so much.
John is overstimmed right now.
It was a lot.
Or John by twist. Okay, we're good. We are good. I'm just gonna oh my gosh.
I like that we have.
Why is
just
it
so
picking
many,
up everything? Stop!
We have so many like spectators.
Yeah.
My 4 cats are looking at me like I'm a moron for trying to attempt this. Okay.
One of the cats
Especially the
is
man in the
my
high
foot.
tower over there.
Look, I'll find the DVD dinner trays and be like, put the mic on that. There we go. Okay, that's totally gonna fall, and then my ears. Okay, so
Our fearless leader. Sorry, I burped. Excuse
we're
me.
the point of this, I guess, podcast is we're gonna pick a topic each week, just kind of talk about our experiences, I guess.
That's true.
Life.
Experiences.
You've lived
Stuff.
for a while,
Almost 50 years now.
Almost 50 years
almost
now.
50 years.
If you round up.
If you round
generously.
up. And
That's a
count the
very-
dog years. Actually, in dog years.
That's a
probably
very
longer.
generous round, I will say.
That's a round down for dog years for sure.
John's on dog years right now.
What is it? What was the cat years thing? Is it just dog
It's-
years is for every animal?
It's all arbitrary. Time is
Granted, I guess
meaningless.
it's based off of average lifespan.
Also,
and
time
we
is
are
not meaningless.
already off topic.
Also,
like
why
crazy.
is yeah?
Of course, we haven't introduced the topic, so I guess it's free reign right now.
Okay, so
Gavin,
yes,
what's the topic?
Our topic
Hey, John,
today
find a story.
is John didn't write anything down for a story because he believes genuinely in that he's never traveled. Our topic for today, this episode is called "Hit the Road, Jack," and we're talking about some travel stories from our life. We're keeping it relaxed today.
Yeah.
In the future, we will introduce maybe a point system and challenges. A ghost pepper may or may not be involved in a future episode, but
Yes.
we'll get the live Landon reaction when he eventually loses that one. I may or may not be saving the ghost pepper
when
for him
Landon
losing.
loses the
if
ghost
anyone
pepper.
Yeah.
can handle it, it'd be Landon.
Absolutely.
Nah,
So
man, I ain't doing that.
we've traveled. 2 of you have served LDS mission.
Yeah, LDS
Yes.
missions. Surprise! This is a Utah podcast.
And might have just doxed us. All right.
Oh.
I doxed us
You
by
can-
saying a state.
Yeah.
Listen, our whole 50 fans that will
you
watch
don't
it.
know, dude. Some people are.
We're gonna find you
That's
now.
true.
Some people are dedicated, man.
Just do
Some
not
people
say
are
what high school we went to, or
Oh no! Now
Or-
they know that we went to high
we
school.
went to.
oh no, we
I
can't
mean-
say that we dropped out at 12th grade.
I
Actually,
mean-
that's high school.
I mean,
that's
I
high
mean,
school.
to be fair,
Yes,
many high schools share the name of the high school we went to.
that's
That
so
is true.
There's like
Yeah.
20 high schools named.
It's like
Yeah.
how there's like 10 or so cities called Springville or Springdale
yeah,
just across the
Or,
That's
you know,
like one of the
every
most
every
common
state
names.
needs a Salem. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
But hey, speaking of LDS missions, the missionaries just walked in front of the house.
They're out to get you.
They're like a guest star.
Whoa,
Guest
there they
star,
are. We
the
should
missionaries,
bring them in.
elder so and so, an elder sweatshirt in the summer.
Whoa!
What a
Okay.
loser!
So
Rest in peace.
because I'm hosting. I guess I will.
Yes,
I,
you.
guess,
you
I
please
will kick
start
us off with a story, right?
Be my guest.
I didn't really travel too much.
Mhm.
Maybe on small vacations, with family and stuff like that, right? Disneyland seemed to be a popular one.
Disney
right?
World.
The happiest place on earth, right?
Yes.
It's not.
I've got a bone to pick with Disneyland and California in general.
Is it the
Okay,
overpriced hot
fair.
dog?
It's the overpriced everything
It's
in
so
there,
bad.
right? So usually I just drive down there, right? I'm like, I'm not gonna take a plane. I'm gonna save a little bit of money and
Yeah,
just drive down there,
Yeah.
right?
it's not that bad.
My wife and I have, a Jeep, right? That we usually take when we go there. Don't ask me why we got the diesel one.
Ooh.
What?
Except right now, diesel's randomly cheaper than
Yeah.
regular gas. So
It
Yeah.
it's
We're
been
la-
fluctuating.
we're
now, yeah.
we're laughing all the way to the bank on that one. And the nice thing about, I guess, this Jeep though is it's got a large enough gas tank that
You don't have to fill as
we
often.
only we
yeah.
only need to fill it like once on the way down there. Like we fill it like
Really?
when we stop like at the border of said state. We're in, I
Wow.
mean we already established we're in Utah. We stopped at the
said
border.
state, the border of said state.
Well,
Of some
I
state,
don't-
it's
I
up
don't
to you
think
to
saying
figure
so-
out.
Utah
someone's
is
gonna
that hard.
someone's gonna triangulate this. They're like, okay, this Jeep can go X amount of miles.
based off of upload time.
They run out of gas at this point. This is this
Gavin
far.
said at mile marker 50, he got on the I-15 or whatever. I-15, I-50, and it's actually
something.
I-15. It's only north to south, so that wouldn't get you there. But
Okay, well, anyways, so we have to fill once in like St. George, and then it gets
Right.
us to the rest of California, because half of the drive.
wait,
is
he went to
just
St. George. Oh,
getting.
he
the,
went to St. George. He wasn't at St. George. He
Oh
went.
yeah,
Oh,
So
process
my.
of elimination.
there we go. St. George is not on
Yeah.
the list, folks.
It's like half.
Anyway.
Anyways, half of the drive is just getting to St. George for whatever reason. I don't know how that maths, but it maths. And then the rest of the drive is just getting to Anaheim, which
Yeah,
man, California is a state that exists.
Sure
It's
is
a
a
state.
place.
It is a place. It exists.
It blows my mind, right? So we get there because we went there for our honeymoon and anniversary, the past
Mhm.
couple of years. We get there both times, right? And the second we hit the California border, I'm like, man, this isn't Kansas anymore.
It's expound.
It's
What
just
do you mean?
it's just like
Has Gavin actually been to Kansas?
I've never been to Kansas.
I
Actually.
have. Flex on you.
Can't
like,
remember if I've been to Kansas.
It's not much of a experience.
Maybe.
I don't know how to describe it, the
Definitely
feeling
flown
of,
over Kansas.
hitting the California border. I mean, Nevada, going on I-15 in Nevada is an interesting experience because of I don't even know what they're called. Like the lanes that will randomly change speed limits based off of
Is
how
it
much
the
traffic there
HOV or
It's
no?
not the HOV
no,
lane,
not HOV, no.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And tell me why I don't even no outsider knows how to drive on that road.
No.
They're like, yeah, I'm still on I-15. We're gonna go 70 miles per hour, and the speed's limited to 40. and then they're surprised when they have to slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
But that part's not terrible. No, it's like the second you hit California, traffic triples.
Yes.
It triples, and it pretty much stops.
Stop and go.
It's all gridlock.
I mean, the first part of, I guess, the California drive, if you take I-15, it's like weird outback, like the outback of California.
Absolutely.
Is the only way to describe it. Like, it's not as like populated. It's like,
no, it's still desert. They haven't
it's kind of
irrigated
dead.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the second you hit like Orange County or whatever it is, like where, Anaheim is and everything, I'm just like, man, there's like 10 bridges going across each other, and I don't know where anyways, the main point of this is their roads are terrible, right?
Yes.
I hate the way their exits are set up. Now, I'm going to get some person listening to this from California going, well, you're just an idiot. I'm like, no.
You're an idiot outside of our state. You don't know how
I
it
will
is.
admit, I'm an idiot that does not live in California. But that doesn't mean that I should pay dearly when Google Maps doesn't tell me which lane I need to be in. Mm-hmm. I just so happen to be one lane off of it, and I'm getting sent to a different dimension.
Yeah. Well, it's always the best when Google Maps is like, all right, and now you had to turn right 5 seconds
ago.
Well,
it's like they're some of the map apps are starting to put in where it'll show you which lane you need to be in.
Yeah, they'll show you like.
Except they're all out of date.
Yeah, well, because why make a better road when you could just add more to the existing road?
Oh,
it's stupid because it's like, I'll be sitting there going, it's like, hey, you need to take exit, 15. Like, for example, right? I'm like, okay, exit 15 coming up, right?
But now it's
exit 16. Actually, by the way, the two far right lanes are exit 16. The middle lane is exit 15, and the left lanes are actually exit 27 for whatever reason.
And the one in between is...
You have to roll the dice to make sure you're in the right lane, because if you're not in the right lane because there's so much traffic, good luck.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we finally get to, our destination, right?
Yes.
So I'll refer to, the most recent trip we went on, because we got lucky and we picked like a hotel that's right across the street from the park.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, the hard part's over. I'm like, I don't have to drive in California. That's the one thing I dread. It is abysmal.
Terrible.
I'm like, it is once again, the good luck everyone else. This is my turn, right? Anyway, so we walk over to the park, right? And this is where my beef with the mouse begins, right? First of all, why do the loading gates feel like the TSA?
Oh yeah,
they have this
all theme parks are pretty much their own like little TSA. They have
this whole TSA like security system, right? And I'm dumb. Okay, I was like, the only pair of shoes I own are steel toe shoes.
Oh, did they have a metal detector?
And guess what sets off the metal detectors? My steel toe shoes.
Okay, so that's new. I haven't been to the House of Mouse in a while.
The House of Mouse now has metal detectors.
So full on metal detectors and everything.
Yeah, and it's just like...
Doesn't California know that X-rays can cause cancer?
They must, sure they have considering they put that.
Metal detectors aren't always
I think there's a label for that. That I can't remember what Prop 95 or as it is.
Yeah.
It's like this causes cancer, and I'm like,
Granted, metal detectors are base.
I'm like anything can cause cancer. California.
Yeah, it wouldn't be X-rays. I was wrong in saying X-rays, but it's funnier.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, so I walk through, it beeps, right? And I'm just like, oh no. And they're like,
Michael Mouse is coming for you.
Mouse.
No, dude, I could hear the boss music from the distance. So I'm like,
what are you doing, Sonny? That's the wrong pair of boots.
And they're like, whoa, right? They're like, what's in your shoes? I'm like,
a knife.
Shoes?
I put shoes in my shoes.
They're just shoes, and they're like, well, what? I'm like, they're like, your shoes are signing off. I'm like, I'm like, I think I'm wearing my steel-toed shoes, and they're like, oh, that'll do it, right? Okay. But like the TSA line, props to this is my one credit to Disneyland, right?
They're creating jobs.
Their fake TSA line runs better than the actual TSA at the airport.
Yeah.
It's like
doesn't take much.
It doesn't
No,
take
it doesn't.
much, but at least I'm not going to get randomly like price selected to step out of line and step through this new X-ray
Dude.
machine that will actually like
Right.
scan my insides or something.
It-
Like,
All right, remind me when it's my turn. I've got a wonderful TSA story as well.
Okay, TSA.
Like
strike
actual
for landing.
TSA messing up.
oh yes.
Okay.
I mean, anyway, there was a time I went with like some family and we flew to California, and one of my relatives insists that the TSA stole his underwear. I think he just forgot to pack it, but
I mean,
he is
they-
insistent
They do rifle through
because
stuff.
they searched his bag. He says he remembers packing underwear, and then when we got to California, there was no underwear.
Like none of like
no, none of
not
it.
even like spare. Like
No,
they took all of
They
his
took
underwear.
all of his
Oh,
underwear.
wow.
He insists
Oh,
that it was
wow.
It must have been his SpongeBob
Do
undies.
you know?
Those are
Yeah,
limited
those are in
edition.
high in demand. Yeah, TSA agents
Okay, so-
worldwide want those.
Yeah, so anyways, right, they do this dumb thing now where you have to reserve your spot to get into the park. It's like,
Mhm.
hey, I already spent almost $200 on the tickets, right? They have some weird pricing tier thing based on like what day you go on. I'm like, this is stupid. I'm just gonna buy
So
off
like the
of,
Jurassic Park lawyer suggestion, there could be a coupon day.
pretty much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, it's
yeah.
like you can buy tickets on a blue day and they're only $95, but if you want to buy them on a yellow day where the park might be slightly busier, it's gonna be
Oh.
115 or something like that. It's some
Wait a
weird.
So for a busier day, you pay more.
Yeah, don't ask me how that works.
Probably because it's
Probably
like
for
a,
staff stressing.
Or-
you know, like
probably.
higher,
Or I could be
like plan to
or I could be completely
It could be
wrong.
reversed,
it could be like
yeah.
a slow. Anyways, it's just this
Just
weird,
odd.
weird
Yeah.
structure. Anyways, I'm
Right.
just like, just have the one admission, whatever, right? But I like booked through a third party.
It's like tipping the
website.
guy through the drive-through. It's like, what did you do for me?
Yeah, he like spins the iPad around. Like, dude, I'm sweating. That's gonna be the next thing. Is the Disneyland employees are gonna spin a little iPad around and going,
Hey,
how was your magnet like strip search to get into the park? And I will gladly give that 30% tip because
Oh yeah.
they didn't try to stick anything in
I'm
me.
sorry,
Yeah,
sir.
there you
Cavity
go.
check.
Yeah.
It went
Anyways,
off.
so we go into the park, right?
Yeah.
The moral of that
Mhm.
story is like it's expensive.
Yeah.
We buy, the Genie Plus or whatever it is. That's what they replaced their Fast Pass system with.
Genie
Don't
Plus.
get me started on that. It all goes through an app, and the app
Oh,
is kind
okay.
of not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, a genie makes your wish comes true.
Here's
Come
where, and happiest place on earth, right?
Close landed.
What? I've just messed up
Yeah.
grammatically. My brain.
So
I believe in you.
so
You'll get it next time.
POV, happiest place on earth, right? They keep raising the price of the
Right.
dang park, and the rides break down more now.
Well, Gavin, you know why it's happiest? Because only the rich can go.
They-
and they're
they-
the only-
okay,
the
so
happy
they-
people.
So my favorite
John's
ride,
shaking his head right now.
my
So
favorite ride
terrible.
at the park
Right.
has to be the Indiana Jones one.
Oh, is that still around?
It's still
The
there.
where you go down into the
it's-
thing
yeah,
and they
it's-
have the
It's still there. Now,
Can
the
you
problem
remind
with
me
the
what that
Indiana
is?
Jones, it's like you go through, it's called like the Temple of the
Is it?
Forbidden Eye.
yeah.
You like ride in a Jeep and it's like, you drive
Oh.
through.
And they've got like the boulder and everything.
Yeah, you drive through a temple on a Jeep, right?
Okay.
It's like, yeah, if you can get untold riches as long as you don't look into the eye of the idol, and then the bit of the ride is some idiot in your car looks into the eye of the idol, and then
Right.
it just
Yeah.
casts you away into the ether, and
Oh, very good.
you escape it, right?
I've
So
always wanted to
actually,
Cast into an ether.
so yeah, the main reason though I brought up that I went for the past I went the last 2 years was the ride was completely different the past 2 years. So the first time we went for my wife's honeymoon, the ride completely broken. Half of the stuff didn't work.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
right?
my
And I'm
gosh.
just like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Because like there's a part, like for example, there's a part in a ride where like a snake, like giant snake lurches at you.
Mhm.
The snake
Yeah.
didn't move when we went. First
Oh,
year.
like the animatronics are
Yeah,
all
I'm like,
bet you this
oh
cost you
man. Like the fake lava effect didn't work. Like it was bad, right? So then they shut down the ride for half of the year, like for almost a year actually, to fix everything on it, right?
Yeah.
I was like, good. It'll be fixed next time we go. I won't have to worry about the ride randomly shutting down while I'm still in line.
Yeah.
the ride shut down while we were in line.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Well, there's
Year
like,
two.
Oh,
there's
So
always
my
a point where
gosh.
like it's so old that they just have to
they
rebuild
just
it
have
all.
to rebuild it.
But
They're like, we can rebuild. I don't know. But it's like, so we're standing in line, right? And we do
Yeah.
ride it the first time we go through with like, the genie bucks or whatever it is. The
Genie Bucks.
Yeah, the fast
Okay.
pass, right?
Yeah.
My cat's just staring at me as I'm ranting about Disney right now. There he goes.
Yeah.
Anyways, so, and to their credit, the ride's really good now.
yeah.
They fixed all the animatronics, even added a bonus scene. Like, they did a good job. But that costs that comes at a cost.
Right.
More can go wrong. More can shut that ride down if it doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
there was, I kid you not, one of the days we were there, we went for a week. I kid you not. This ride shut down maybe 5 times during the day because
Wow.
it kept breaking down.
That's terrible.
And I'm
And
like-
they always have those super huge line queues.
Well, and I'm like, there's no way you don't have money to fix this. You raised the
Oh,
prices
yeah.
of the theme park last year by
Big
another
Disney.
$50.
The
you
thing
know?
is,
Like,
having the money versus using the money is the
Yeah.
big
difference.
Disney, man.
Big Disney.
They're
They're not doing anything.
That just seems like to be the current state of the parks. Is they'll raise the price, but they won't actually improve anything. when
No,
they eventually,
it's all just nostalgia.
I was sad because last year freaking Space Mountain was closed down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't even
Remember
think,
Tower
that
of
was
Terror became the what is it? Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Yeah, which is
Oh.
actually like it's not bad,
It's not
Okay.
bad,
but
but
I'd
it's
rather
not Tower
take
of Terror.
Tower of Terror. I'm like, it's the same ride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
because
just
it's
put-
still the elevator and
Yes.
everything, just
Yeah.
different stuff.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Now we did the fun thing. We went during Halloween, and they changed
Oh,
a
okay.
couple of the rides, which is a cool experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you can actually get on one without it breaking.
Yeah. That's
Right.
that is the problem.
Anyways, overpriced food. I'm pretty sure the Mike caught the cat.
Yeah,
Hang
dude.
on. Hold on. Let me. Do you wanna add to this? Thank you. He hates it when I leave on vacation, so
That's what that was.
that's what that was his disgust at it. Anyways, the food's expensive. Like,
Yeah.
what's crazy is imagine spending $40 on like beignets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
because even just the
It's-
fried
oh
food that
my gosh.
legitimately would only cost you like $1
Well,
to make
it's
it
like
home
it's
is
like you
Mm-mm.
have to
insane.
you have to ask yourself, right? Do you want to sit down at one of the expensive restaurants in the park, or do you want to buy like the food court food? You're virtually paying the same price.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end,
Yep.
right? Because I'm a hungry boy. I've been at the park all day, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
go over to the little pizza planet, right? I was like, yeah. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, they
I'm
have
like,
Pizza Planet
yeah,
now,
I'm like,
that's
canonically, Andy from Toy Story 8 here and lost his mind when he saw it was like
well, also sitting
10
there
10
when
bucks-
he was not chewing
yeah,
on
10
doll toys.
10
and stuff.
$10 for a slice of pizza.
Wait, just for the
It's
slice?
just
not
for
even-
a slice. You don't get a
Whoa.
drink.
Is it
Whoa,
ridiculously
whoa.
huge though?
It's a normal size.
It's normal
price of
size.
pizza. It might be slightly larger, but you don't even get a drink with it.
That's
Dude, I'd just go to
Oh my
Costco.
gosh.
Just
So-
find the Costco nearest and just if
You
you have a
know,
Costco
but
card.
like
yeah.
leaving it.
I'm like, I'm hungry.
Oh,
I need to
man.
eat.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna get 2 slices of pizza, and then the grand total comes to, because I'm feeding my wife and I, and we both got
Mhm.
2 slices
Yeah.
of pizza each. A regular amount of pizza by anyone's standards.
Yes.
And it's like $60.
Well, yeah, like
$60.
it was
for-
craziest. When
Oh.
I went on like
Oh gosh.
a high school tour for choir to
Yeah.
California.
That's right. You guys
airport-
did that.
Yeah, the airport had a Wendy's, and I had grown up with the dollar menu.
Yes.
But in California, there wasn't even a thing like approaching $1.
no, there's
Like
not.
the chicken nuggets
They charge you for bags.
were like not $10, but like $5 for the normal chicken nuggets. Like, what the heck?
You get that. What's crazy is if you buy anything in a bottle, they charge you an extra
Oh yeah,
fee.
because the plastic.
Because they're like,
and-
here's the recycling fee for the bottle. I'm like, bold of you to assume that I'm going to be buy a recycle bin to throw this in.
yeah,
Bold of you to assume. Anyways, I mean, it's just.
I mean, I would normally do something good for the planet, but I don't feel like I need to be financially like taxed to be reminded to recycle it.
Also, it's really funny you brought up the dollar menu because I was having a conversation.
Well,
that
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, remember when he used to be able to afford
no
food
one has
in
a
general?
dollar menu anymore. Like I brought that up with someone at work today.
Yeah.
Right? And we're discussing the hot and spicy McChicken at McDonald's.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
The greatest gift to mankind is that hot and spicy McChicken, right?
Man,
and back in the day, it used to only cost $1.
Yeah.
What is it right now?
It is $2 now, right? And it's funny because the person I was talking to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point where, we had collectively at the place I worked at, like, the amount of hot and spicy McChickens that were consumed. We started referring to them as currency. It's like you could get that for the price of like 6 hot and spicy McChickens.
Oh yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And it's bad when when inflation hits the hot and spicy McChicken, currency.
Okay, you know what's crazy is Krispy Kremes right now.
Yeah,
a dozen original glazed donuts.
Yeah.
$17.
17?
A dozen donuts.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
$17
for just remember the glazed were like super cheap. The glazed option was like
and people
really
wonder
cheap.
why their
giving
dumpster gets raided.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like they're throwing away perfectly good donuts all the time.
You think they'd realize that they could just like lower their prices. Maybe they wouldn't be wasting so much product, but
I'm also a hungry boy, if we're using that to refer to size or at least a food lover of some sort.
Right.
And I hate wasting food. Like if you hand food to me, I'll eat it. And just all these fast food places that are just chucking food out.
Absolutely. Just throwing away so much food.
It's terrible.
There's a lot of food being wasted.
Yeah.
I want to know how much Disney wastes, man.
Oh,
because it's all
gosh.
like most of it goes into hot holds, like before, like, so that way you don't have to wait for it to be cooked. They cook
they put it under the heat lamp.
They cook a crap ton at once and put it under a heat lamp.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how much of that actually gets like
sent out
at the end of the night?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that there's some like employee thing where they can grab that for lunch or at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, because we know that
they're not
Disney's known for being really considerate.
Well, like they're not allowed to eat on screen.
Yeah, no,
like as cast members.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy. It's like, I mean, which is fine because apparently, from what I've heard, they have really nice like employee break area.
I like how this has become the Disney food.
This has become the Disney food talk. We're changing the episode. Welcome to the Disney episode. Anyways, that totally derailed. But anyways, so I said, I don't have many travel stories. I mean, there's the time I went on a plane and I. Pretty sure there were just different portions of the plane held together. Did you throw tape.
Up? Oh
man!
Wait, I remember this story.
I
think I remember you telling me this.
That's why I never get a wing seat
because,
ever again.
I remember hearing it on like Rooster Teeth's podcast, right?
Yeah.
About one of them going on a plane. They're like, yeah, there's duct tape on the ring. I'm like, there's no way. That doesn't happen. That's stupid. There's no way anyone would sign off on that. And then I get on a plane and I look and there's immediately duct tape on the wing.
Yeah. No, it's amazing how many like super quick repairs they do before you go on flight.
I'm just like,
because honestly, all it needs to do is last as long as the flight. And then they'll eventually get to a proper repair.
Eventually fix it. Yeah, when their left engine goes out on the freaking flight,
they're going to send engines or more. I don't really know.
What Star Wars? It's like, yeah, don't worry, we're still flying half of a ship. Like,
I am a true believer.
They're going to send R2.
The ultimate power of duct tape, though.
They're gonna send R2D2 out to fix that wing in the middle of like.
No, R2's gonna grab a new roll of duct tape and with his little arm.
Yeah, he's gonna be like that little droid did it.
That's how the droids are fixing the airplanes is with duct tape.
It's like
this is the truth the government doesn't want you to know.
Truthfully, that one experience, right? After going, there's no way this happens, right? After hearing about it on someone else's like story.
Well, you always hear about it.
And then I immediately experience it. I'm like, I'm not doing planes ever again. First of all, going through the TSA is terrible.
Oh yeah.
Second of all, the plane itself is terrible. Like,
yeah. Oh man.
I don't want to hear a baby cry for 12 hours, right?
Bro,
like some people complain when they bring like their pets on the plane, right? Because there's like a TikTok page I found.
Nah, I would take a dog or a cat just yapping or mewling. And
well, it's like that's the beauty of it. I saw a TikTok page where someone would take their cat on the plane.
Yeah,
wow, the cat was more behaved than the baby. The cat did nothing during the flight. It just chilled. It napped.
Okay, I've always said this. We need to discipline babies so they cry less, right?
Yeah, discipline them from a young age.
We're gonna make this. Yeah, just go up. If a baby starts crying, just walk up and put pressure on that soft spot. It'll stop him.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
It's a joke.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
This is a joke.
We came up with
in Minecraft.
Yeah, we came up with a beautiful invention in Minecraft.
The baby mine.
The baby pusher. If a cry goes above a certain decibel rating, a piston immediately pumps down. Just boom.
All right. Gavin said we. He meant he.
Yeah, we're gonna install that.
John and I don't do such terrible things to villagers.
No, dude, that's gonna be the next edition of that. Just you watch. That's gonna be the next selling point for first class seats on like
Man,
Alaskan Airlines.
I cannot wait to see just the sounds.
If any airline takes that, This is a joke, by the way.
We need to sell
but I want royalties.
This would be on what was it? Delta that there was all the
Delta
Airlines.
Delta would. That's the thing. People are probably sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, that's horrible. What do you mean the soft pusher?" But some airline is probably listening to this like, "That's a good idea."
Oh, someone write that down.
I love how episode 1 we've just gone unhinged.
Oh yeah.
Listen, we needed something to grab the audience attention. What better way than the soft spot push?
We'll say this a lot. We'll say stuff of this caliber a lot. So just be prepared. But it is all in jest.
I would like to take this moment to ask Landon what he meant by that TSA story.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah,
so,
I will now. We're 30 minutes in. I will now pass the time to Landon.
The
Landon,
beautiful
the
thing
floor
about
is yours.
podcasts is they are long. They are long format.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so my story. So we'll start with the TSA one because we've already teased it. So this is me coming back from Romania.
Whoa, bougie.
You might not know about Romania. If you do, you probably watch Supernatural or some other show that deals with magic. So you probably heard Romanian.
That you're a major Hearts of Iron fan. And play Legionary
Romania.
Romania.
If you know geography,
Gavin, you're the only one that knows that game.
Listen, Gavin Legionary Romania.
Gavin is hardcore into the Hearts of Iron.
Dude, sometimes Romania in that game can just push into the Soviets for no reason. Oh, yeah. It's hilarious. Anyways, continue. Romania.
Yeah. So I'm coming back from Romania. I had picked up a lot of Magic the Gathering cards and other card games.
Right.
So you know how they because I'm a nerd. And I was on my mission and COVID hit, the big COVID. And so we were stuck for like the full year or so. So half my 2-year mission, I was talking to people on Facebook using Magic the Gathering as a, hey, let's talk about Magic the Gathering, and this is why I'm here. It barely worked.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Like I maybe talked to like 2 or 3 people about Jesus, other than like tapping Death Mana or like using Lifesteal. Anyways,
if I win this Magic match, you have to get baptized.
Anyways, so I'm full on obsessed with the game. I've got so many cards.
Right.
But as I was coming back, I only had 3 suitcases, so I had to pack a lot of cards into a suitcase. Yeah. And those cards can get really, really heavy, and they have different sorts of dyes and whatnot. So I'm in the Seattle airport going through the TSA check again, and they're like, hey, we need to look at your bag. And I was like, oh no. What did I bring back? Is there some sort of residue?
Were these cards that like this is stuff you brought back?
Yeah, this is stuff I brought back. I didn't come on because
they probably have some sort of weird customs thing. So
they had to check because it was like they were super dense.
Right. So it's just because they're abnormally
you get
heavy.
All those cards and they're really dense, so it trips the X-ray and stuff.
Right.
But also in that same suitcase, I have Bang, the card game with all the expansions.
I thought you were
and it's shaped like
it's shaped like a bullet
in a tin case. In a tin case shaped like a bullet.
Oh no!
And so it's either the Magic cards or the large torpedo-shaped object that they're tripping.
Dude, you messed
on.
up.
And honestly, the guy pulls it out and he's like, all right, what's in here? I was like, just cards. Like, just cards and like a few souvenirs. And he pulls out, he opens it up, and there's this giant bullet thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, dude, we gotta open up. Even though I know this game, I have to open this up just to see.
They're like, what's this giant bullet?
Yeah, this is Bang. And but of course, there's a plastic insert, and so he has to take that out, which is the worst thing, because then
whole process.
Then I was like, I'm not putting that back in, dude. You have to do that.
Right.
It's difficult.
And so he did that, and like he said sorry, and I was like, I know you're sorry, but like I'm not gonna carry that through the line for you.
Right.
And then they're like, and then we also have to check this other thing because it was also super dense. And then he pulls out the Magic the Gathering like deck builder box, which is also filled with other cards, because I got more than just the deck builder. And he's like,
he pulls out his own deck and he's like, I challenge you.
I wish, dude, I would have done that. I would have been game. But he was like, oh, and yep, this is the dense thing we found, is just because they were like
the dense.
Yeah. So how many cards?
Yeah. Oh man,
how many cards? If it was enough to be,
it was probably around like 600 cards.
Ooh.
But they're not sleeved, so they can get real close because there's no vacuum. Anyways, so that tripped the TSA, and they're like, what is this?
What is this?
And they like rolled their eyes like, okay, this makes sense. But they're like, it was so dumb. It's so dumb because it was like that middle TSA check, because then I had to go on to another flight because we're in Utah. So we had to go from Seattle to Utah.
Right.
I sure hope they don't figure out that we're in Utah.
I know. I really hope they don't.
Hey, we live in Utah, by the way.
Anyways, so this is me getting back. There's nothing crazy on the planes. Just we got to check you again because we saw something in your bag.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. What they didn't find was my Romanian cocaine.
Yeah. Bro, I was wondering
what?
Where you got that. Like,
no.
What do you mean by Romanian cocaine?
Romanian cocaine doesn't exist. If it does, I mean, well, actually, okay, let's get into Romania now.
I need you to clarify what
Romanian. So Romanian cocaine does not exist. However, there is cocaine that's everywhere.
Right.
Anyways, this is like my first month in the country. I'm in Romania. It's winter.
Okay.
It's super cold. But Romanians are very interesting people in that they will live in a really, really bad apartment. So they've got those communist blocks still.
Oh,
so they're like
yes.
1 to 2 rooms, if that.
Yeah.
So these people will have like a full on like degree in chem or anything. And they'll be living in these really, really bad apartments, but they love showing off their cars. They love having the best. If they have a car, it'll be either the most flashy, even if it's like a sad little Skoda. That's a brand over there.
It's like domestic cars, or like
domestic and
a
sports.
Brand, like
yeah,
made
so
in
like in
block,
Romania or just around. Yeah. Oh, they will have those little communist cars that are, well, not communist cars, but cars that were produced in that era where it's just like super cheap material.
Gotcha.
But they'll be really proud of that too, because it is a status symbol to have any sort of car. But we saw so many sports cars, and it's like, you have spent your entire paycheck not on a better house, not on a better home for your child, but a Bugatti.
Listen, that's priorities, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, hey, use your money for whatever you want.
Pull up in the equivalent of like a Romanian Bugatti.
Yeah. So my trainer at the time and I are going behind this block to go find a less active member of the church.
Right.
Hey.
But in the back of this block where there's just the parking, there's these 2 guys with a matte black Porsche.
Ooh, nice.
And one of them had leaned down and moved his head in a lateral motion, going straight down a line of something.
Oh.
So there may not be Romanian cocaine,
dude,
but there was somebody doing a line of something.
He's doing the fun dip challenge.
Yeah, doing the fun dip challenge.
Yeah.
And my companion were like,
It's a family-friendly podcast. It's not drugs.
Yeah.
It's fun dip.
It's
fun dip.
Yeah.
Family friendly. What are we talking
Hey,
about? The
kids,
baby
you
pusher?
shouldn't snort fun dip.
This is a baby. Family friendly. Family friendly. Family friendly. In Minecraft. In Minecraft. In
Yeah,
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah. So
family friendly. The baby pusher. You know.
So yeah,
So they were doing something.
we full on witnessed someone just
getting
crunked, some fun dip,
you
getting
know,
crunk.
Yeah.
But I was like,
John, you should have held. That
Elder,
up
did you
to
see
the,
that?
The microphone.
and he's
so
like,
we can
yeah,
hear
I
you.
saw that.
Just took a drink
It's like,
of water.
do we go and talk to them about Jesus? I'm sure one of them will be very receptive right now.
Open to
But
suggestion.
My trainer was a super prude.
Yeah.
Super
Gotcha.
prude. Like
Oh.
if you've ever been associated with or encountered a stereotype about the LDS faith or even just like a sheltered boy,
He's
like
that
homeschooler,
stereotype.
he is that.
Oh.
Right. The homeschooled
So
Christian.
I had so much fun tormenting that guy. It was so fun. But
this
he
was
also
your trainer, the one you just
Yeah,
told us?
yeah.
The trainer.
Okay,
the
okay.
one I talked to you about earlier.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that story
Right.
later. That's
Yeah,
probably going to
another
be in the did that really
So
happen in that
Yeah.
in
Oh,
that
yes.
episode?
Sneak peek.
Yeah.
Sneak peek.
Anyways, he is not the one that I had the most grief with. So let's fast forward like 3-4 months into my experience in Romania. So if you're not very well versed in Romanian history or even European history, there's this class of people called the Romani or Gypsies, colloquially known. Gypsy isn't a very well accepted term for them, not quite a politically correct term, but I'll probably use it just for the sake of being
For clarity.
curt and
Yeah.
for clarity. It's not
Okay.
a disrespectful
It's
term.
Not, you're not, it's
I'm not
like
using
a
it that
racial
way.
Thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the worst way to say it, I'll say it once. It's in Romanian. It's just
Okay.
Țigan, which is just, I mean, even in German, that's also it's pretty much the same word. It just means gypsy.
Okay.
we've been demonetized in
Yeah, we've been
Romania.
demonetized in Romania. And, we wouldn't be demonetized in any other European country, which is really sad. A lot of Europeans do not love Romania just because that's where the Romani/Gypsies come from or originate. Anyways, I've had a lot of dealings with them. A lot of them are very, very great people. We had a parrot cat.
Yeah.
But I've met a lot of them. They're really great people. There are others that, you know, the stereotype has to come from somewhere. Right. And so we were talking about driving earlier. Gavin was talking about driving.
Yeah.
Well, if you're pretty familiar with taxis, there's always the one taxi driver or two taxi drivers that will rip you off.
Yeah.
I had a companion, which is basically like a missionary partner. Like you go and talk about the gospel with them.
Like
the poor kid could
non-romantic
not.
partner.
Yeah, not in a romantic way. Definitely not. This kid, I hated him.
Yeah, far from it.
Let me hit you with the, I found an
have
excuse finally.
Oh my.
Anyways, this kid could not speak a lick of Romanian. Like, if you ever seen a TV show,
How long
Wow.
do they like?
so we
let
have
you learn
like
the language for?
we have like 9 weeks before we leave.
Okay.
What do you do for 9 weeks?
Well, this is the greatest thing because
You played
he was
magic.
How
he
was
was
he there?
he was in the training center with me, so he was my training center
Oh.
companion.
wow.
So I
Okay.
already hated him.
Oh.
It was
Okay,
already not a
okay.
good situation. But he would literally hang out with the Italian elders all the time
Hmm.
and try and learn Italian.
What?
Because for some dumb reason, he just like,
he's like,
this
I'm,
is the cooler one. This is the cooler one, even though,
he's like, I'm going
Yeah.
to Romania.
but
Like, better learn Italian.
if you ever
Italian.
heard
You're
of
gonna
a
run into
white
them.
boy try and speak Spanish
Yeah.
yeah.
without
Literally
like
me.
actually like learning it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was basically
Also-
his accent with Romanian.
Me and
Gotcha.
high school.
Chief Hatch.
Yeah.
Me and junior high Spanish
Yeah.
class.
So we're together for a few months, just, you know, trying to survive and coexist.
Yes.
And we had to go down to Bucharest, which is just, you know, the central of Romania. That's the capital. And we had to go down there for a missionary conference. And then after that, we had to go on an airplane to the next city called Yash, which is where our zone leaders were. And for some dumb reason, we got a plane instead of the typical train travel. And we're just in the central of Bucharest because we had some downtime. Well, not really downtime, but time to go spread the gospel. So we're like, oh, let's go to the, tourist zone.
Okay.
Right.
The tourist zones anywhere is the worst place to get a taxi.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's where the jacked meters are.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend, get in my car. Come on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not trying to be an Indian accent, but that's pretty much the closest Romanian gypsy deep voice. This idiot, my companion, is anytime he could speak English, he would take the chance.
Right.
Which is the biggest mistake to do when you're getting a taxi
in
the tourist zone.
I see.
Yeah.
I can see
so you're
where this is
immediately
going.
a target.
So immediately, white boy, super white boy.
Yes.
Because I'm lucky, I've got the blue eyes and dark hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I already fit in with most Romanians because they've got blue eyes, dark hair, which is really, really odd. But him, blue eyes, blondish hair, super tubby.
Gotcha.
Right.
Instant mark for American boy, and he didn't speak Romanian to him.
Doesn't speak a lick of Romanian.
So we're also with
profit.
this poor elder that is starting his training with his training companion, and we take him along the ride because they also are serving in Yash.
Right.
Okay.
So we ask for a ride to the airport. I'm trying to get Tubby, I'll just refer to him as Tubby,
Okay, deal.
to go find a different taxi driver.
He's going to find this episode and be like, hey, man, I'm not Tubby.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying so hard to say, let's go find a different cab. Find a different cab. Because I could tell. Because I served in Bucharest for my first 2 months. So I already knew all the tricks. And I knew that going to Piazza Uniri, that's the tourist section, that was the worst spot to go.
Right.
But we're already loading our suitcases and everything into the back of the cab.
Oh, no.
We had already gone that far.
You've already committed at that point.
And Tubby he hated admitting that I was right ever. So we're in there.
One of them's.
And we make it probably halfway to the airport. And we keep looking at the meter. And it's like 60 lei, 100 lei, 120 lei. And lei, so one leo is about like 25 cents.
Right.
Okay.
But it's about 15 lei per mile / kilometer.
Right.
But it kept jumping in really weird increments, his meter.
Yeah.
And for some strange reason, Tubby had a moment of intelligence because he was in the front and noticed that was happening.
You can think.
And he's like, hey,
we're not primitive.
Hey, pull over. This meter's broken.
Right.
And the guy's like, no, it's not. It's not broken. Not broken. Nope, not broken. But he pulls over because he's thinking maybe he can salvage it.
Right.
Right.
And we're like, no, we're getting out. We're leaving. This is it. We're done. And so we got out. We told him to open the back. He opens the back, which is so strange. Like he's very compliant up until we're like, we're leaving. You're not getting a dime. You're trying to cheat us.
Yeah.
And then
he got caught. He's just
he got caught and he's really mad. And he threatens us with a knife. He pulls it out.
Whoa!
Okay.
That went 0 to 100 instantly.
So he started
kind of like the meter.
Yeah. No. The dude's like threatening us. He's screaming in prosti, which is the Romanian curse tense.
Yeah.
And
that is a curse tense.
Yes, there's a full grammar tense for swearing.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It was a forbidden topic of study.
Right. Language study.
It's like the Sith language.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
Straight up. Yeah, it's like the Sith language in Star Wars. It's got its own indicators and everything. It's
banned by the Galactic Republic. You can't learn the Romanian swear
So this
not
guy is
a-
going
It's not
crazy.
a tense that the
My-
Jedi would teach you.
Tubby, because he's such a confident, like he was gonna go into like summer sales and whatnot when he got home.
Oh,
So
gosh.
he's the sales bro mentality. So he's
Oh,
he's
no.
all confident and crazy.
He's a guy, bro.
He grabs his like little carry-on bag and
Uh-huh.
swings it at the guy. He doesn't hit him, but he swings it to like get him away. And
Oh my gosh.
we book it.
Okay.
Okay, I did miss a key detail
Did
as
you
I'm
get
saying
yourself-
this.
Oh,
So-
you say what you're saying.
He did hit one of the elders. He hit the elder that was training the poor guy.
Like Tubby
He-
hit the
Yeah,
elder?
no.
Or the knife guy.
The knife guy, he did hit someone with his fist.
Okay.
And then that was when the knife came out after, because then we were on the defensive. So
Oh.
then that's when Tubby starts swinging his thing, and we just book it because there's blocks to the side because we got
Yeah.
pulled to the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were really lucky there. And that's when the Lord of the Rings hobbits running from the Black Rider occurs. Because so we start running, and crazy cab guy's like, "Oh, wait, I have a car. I can."
Oh,
He
no,
literally
dude,
tried
it's
to
like
run us down
Oh
with that
my
car.
gosh.
It's like the ring rates, and
Mhm.
you're just like huddled under like the tree. Like,
So, yeah, so we're running and trying to find like any block that would
Yeah.
accept us. And this guy is like super persistent. Like we were about to run past the block and we saw his cab coming down the road. And so we ran back and we did our typical get us into a house or into a block thing
Right.
where we called the interphone and we just said, "Hey, I forgot my key." Of course, it was, "Oh, we forgot our key. We forgot our key. Please let us in. Please let us in."
totally not suspicious sounding at all.
Yeah. And say what you want about the Romanian people, how they're super distrusting. For some reason, if you say you forgot your key
It
for your
works.
block, it works every time. It works every time. And so
So
they let us
this-
in. And the guy that we called up, he hears all of us going like panting and going crazy. And he's like, "You guys okay?" we're freaked out. Two of us have already like grabbed the clothes from our carry-ons, grabbed our exercise clothes and put it over our white shirts and ties. Like that's gonna
Right.
like
It's
hide
gonna
us.
hide anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's so
It's
clever,
that
quick
that
thinking. I don't
panic
think it's good.
mode. It's that panic mode. Oh, we gotta change, but we didn't change all the way out of our proselyting clothes. We didn't change out of our fancy clothes.
Yeah.
We just got like t-shirts over our white long sleeve
oh my
shirts.
Gosh.
And he's like, "Are you guys okay? Like, what's going on?" It's like, our cab driver's crazy and trying to kill us.
Little did you know, the guy that
Oh
you
my
with
gosh.
had a meter in the house.
He had a
that-
meter.
Oh my
He had a
god.
block to keep track of how long you're
Little
in
did we
there.
know
we charge 25. What's the currency?
lay.
We
Lay,
charge 25 lei a minute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're just in there and like, what do we do? Do we call a cab? We don't have any Bucharest numbers for a cab service.
Okay.
And so we like wait 20 minutes because we have like 3 hours till our plane's gonna, take off without us. Because we have to get to the airport to get into a plane to go to a city that we could have easily gone by train. Because
Right.
exchange is like it was planned by
Exchanges
20-year-old
are nice.
dudes.
Yeah.
The zone leaders were like 20, and so they are stupid and they don't know how things work. And they asked
Yeah.
for a plane instead of a train, which would have gotten us in the same amount of time, and we wouldn't have had to deal with a crazy cab driver either.
Yeah.
But anyways, that happened. We straight up were like, get off the road, got into a block, and we're like, now what do we do? We don't have any numbers, nothing. And we're like, well, we waited long enough. Maybe he gave up. And so we're super stupid. We still have the clothes on.
Oh,
Uh,
And we go out the block
maybe
and start.
he gave up and he's just like
Yeah.
right there.
He wasn't. Thankfully, it was actually true. He had gone away.
Oh, good.
Oh, thank goodness.
He went to find another victim.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Oh my gosh.
It's so dumb. Anyway, so we go. We're walking down the road. We're probably like a few miles into a walk, trying to just wave down a taxi driver. And we finally get one to pull over. It's this nice old guy, nice old Romanian old guy. And he's like, "Hey, where you going, folks?" It's like,
Where you going, folks?
just really
Pulls out
confused.
2 knives.
And just in case, I tell Tubby I'm talking. I am talking.
Right.
And so I pull out my Romanian, which I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I had the language on lock in the MTC.
Well, it's because you weren't trying to learn Italian for
No,
some reason.
I wasn't trying to learn Italian, and my brain is really good at languages.
Landon's a language guy.
I'm a language guy, but I'm not even doing that for
He's
college
a
or anything, which is stupid.
C3PO.
Yeah,
He's got that.
Yeah, 3PO, the interpretation
Yeah.
chip or whatever. So yeah, I tell him, hey, we need to get to the airport. Can you get us there pretty fast? Because it's close to our plane. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. And this guy's super nice. I think he's just God, like, hey, these guys have been through the ringer. Yeah, that was one of the scariest things ever. But we got to the airport. The zone leaders are there because they're still fresh from the conference too. And they're like, hey, what's up with your clothes, guys? And like, oh, do we have a story for you? Chuckle nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
oh man, I was so mad at those two. I was so mad at those zone leaders and Tubby. That whole after the plane ride, after we arrived in Yash, I was like, all right, I am so glad I am spending the next day or two with someone else.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
That-
So
Reminds me a little bit of a story I have.
yeah.
It's not even my own story. This is a story that, okay. So Landon served his mission in Romania, right? And I served half of my mission in Australia, right? So I was in Brisbane, which is in Queensland. If you don't know where that is, it's in Australia. Wow. And
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
What?
No way.
So I was with this one companion. Here's the dealio, right? Landon was talking about how he had this companion he really hated. You got to understand, you're with this person 24/7. Like,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to be out of eyesight of each other.
Except for when you're showering, doing your biz.
Except for the
but-
obvious stuff, right? But like you're in constant contact with this person, and if you're not used to being around someone all the time, or if you're just a not great person to be around, right, you'll be miserable, and everyone around you'll be miserable. Yeah. So I've generally had really good companions, right? I don't want to get into the ones that weren't great.
Yeah.
But there was this one
Oust
guy.
them right now. All of them. No, I'm kidding.
There was this one guy, right? He wasn't my companion, right? But there was like this whole thing going on between him and his two companions because it was a trio. And they were the zone leaders, and they were training this missionary, meaning that he was new, right? Which is
I love the training couple.
It's terrible.
Right.
And they both hated this kid's guts
What?
because he was something else.
The
Look,
kid they're training.
like if they weren't companions with him, they would have been friends, right?
Yeah.
But because they had to deal with him all the time and deal with his drama, like it was a lot. So I get in this whole like biking accident. I run into a like bus stop thingamajig and I start bleeding and I need to get stitches and it's this whole ordeal. And I can't bike for a few days while I'm just waiting for like my skin to heal and stop bleeding all the time. Right. So I switch out with these zone leaders and they're like, thank goodness we can just put our trainee on someone else just so we can have a break from him.
Right.
Right. So we get a call from him and like he's with my old companion, Alda Mufa. I'll call him out. He's the coolest guy ever. And he'll be a famous boxer one day because he packs a punch. Not that I would know.
All right, I got a story about punches too.
Okay, no. And he's like, hey, I think I just received the Melchizedek priesthood. And we're like,
What?
Sorry, what? And he tells us this story. So I will relate it to you. Okay. So a few weeks before this happened, right? We have this member that we never really interacted with, but member of the church, right? Member of our congregation. And she's like, elders, I would love to have you over to give you food. And we're very used to this because there were lots of islanders in the area and they're very generous.
POV,
right?
you get fed.
Yes,
I gained so much
Listen,
weight.
I can speak from firsthand experience. They are
That's
very
true.
generous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I married into the family.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
That's good food too.
Oh, it is.
Gosh, I gained so much weight. I'm
Listen,
so sorry, Landon.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
randomly
I was-
he came back and he was a
Yeah.
stick.
So when I went
When
on the
Fish
mission,
came back. He looked like the stick from
I-
Bug's Life.
he was
literally. So this is how it goes. So I was, pretty heavy set. I mean, I gained a lot back, but I was pretty heavy set when I went. And then over the course of my mission, I don't know if it was the food or if I just didn't eat as much. Probably didn't eat as much because I didn't have as much downtime.
Right.
I basically had the body of a greyhound. Like no joke. I could
right.
if I sucked in my
The
stomach.
dog
even
or the bus?
The dog. So if you don't know what a greyhound looks like, think about rib cage
Yeah.
and super quick dip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just super steep, just incline into just thin. And I could suck in my stomach just a little bit and instantly is rib cage volume flat all the way down to pelvis. It was probably unhealthy, probably due to stress, but it was definitely crazy. So John got fed by a lot of members.
I gained so much weight.
Romanians barely have enough money as is.
They basically
So
they can
we
barely
didn't get fed
feed
at all.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so
I'm gonna interject real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
John.
Go ahead.
You
It's okay,
brought up
Gavin.
food, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, food.
Well,
Here
let
we
me
go.
tell you some of the things I've had. Right?
Okay.
Married
Deal.
to someone of Pacific Islander.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I tried horse meat the other day. Actually,
It's
fire.
good.
It is.
Yeah.
amazing.
It's good.
And then I immediately got depressed when I found out it's not allowed to be sold commercially
Oh my god.
in the United States. I'm like, no, dude.
Okay.
It's
I
crazy.
kid you not. Here's the dealio, right? There is this one family, they would have us over every single week, and the food that they provided was always peak. It was amazing,
Yes.
right? And I was talking to some other family inside that was part of the same congregation, and they're they were talking about I don't know, different foods that islanders have, and we were talking about this good stuff they have. And they're like, wait, Elder Walton, because they always call this elder as a title. They're like, have you had horse yet? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I think I'd have it if given the option. And they're like,
Here you go.
you have actually, because you eat at that one place every single week, and they have horse all the time. So I've had horse before, and I don't know what it tastes like. I just know that it tastes amazing.
You just know you've had it.
I just
and
know that it was really good because everything
you
there
know-
was good.
right?
right?
You've sampled a mystery meat, and you're like, this is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's. If I can, let me help you. Let me see if I can.
Landon's shaking his head.
Let me see if I can jog your memory here, right? Because the
Mystery
time,
meat ends up actually good.
the
I've got.
let me try to jog your memory from the one time I've had it. Right? It was
Okay.
similar to beef,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's kind of similar texture.
I mean,
I'm not
it's a
going to remember
grazing
anything because
animal.
this was
but
3, 4. Oh gosh.
It's 3.
this,
Tw-
good.
it was
It's been a
3
good
full
while,
years right
but
now. 3 full
29.
years.
The way I can describe it, it's like beef with a
I
nice
got
it came
kick.
back in
3 years ago,
2021,
but
right?
I was in Australia in 2019 to early 2020.
Yeah.
So-
To me it tastes like beef with a nice kick, little
early
kick in
2020.
it.
Oh, snap.
But I don't even know how to describe the kick. But it's just So yeah, you probably did eat it,
Yeah.
and then you never
Yeah.
realized it because
was-
it's very similar to just
Yeah.
beef. But
Yeah, lots of meats, if just based on diet, will be very similar.
anyways,
true.
I rudely interrupted your story.
Oh yeah,
go
okay,
ahead
okay.
and what
So
about
this lady, she was like, "I'll have you over for dinner," and we were like, "Deal."
I'll have you for dinner.
She was weird. You'll see.
I
We
swear.
put it in the schedule, and it happens to line up with when I'm not in that area, right? So my previous companion, Adam Mufa, bless his heart, and this other guy, right? They go to that while I'm hanging out with these other two. We're having a grand old time. We get a call from them. So what happened is they went to the dinner. They opened the door, or they knock. They're like, "Oh yeah, come in," right? And it's dark in there, and it's, if I remember correctly, she's like a hoarder. Right?
Oh,
It's not super bad, but immediately they can tell that the
it's not
vibe,
it's
the
not
vibe is off.
TLC documentary bad. You
Oh
know,
my
No,
God.
no,
Burning,
it's not. It's,
buried
yeah.
alive.
I don't know that much about. I don't
She's
remember
not to
that
that
much, but
point
it's
yet.
like
Yeah.
you can tell the vibe is off,
Yeah.
right? And they like walk in. Her daughter's there, like vaping, and she just
Oh,
like
yeah.
won't like doesn't like talk to them at all. Won't look at
Acknowledge.
them, right? And she's like, "Elders, I'm so glad you came. I had a vision that we were going to
What were you
bring
gonna do?
Jesus back together."
What?
Oh, something's off. But this
And
woman,
she, like, She rolls out this handbag and is like, "I got you these things." And she pulls out and she's like, "This is a pen. Whatever you write down with it, it will, I will know what it says wherever I am, and I can come and help you." Right. And
What?
this lighter, if you click and light it, I'll know where you are so I can come and help you out. Right. And
You
she
Dumbledore?
starts giving them all these
Dude.
magical items, right? And telling them about how they fought together in the pre-existence, right? And how
This is like
she's like straight up crazy lady.
this is
right?
like the scene in Harry Potter where like
Yeah. Yeah.
the
well,
Minister of Magic's
Giving the
giving out
will,
Dumbledore's
yeah.
artifacts. Like,
So like they go through
she's
this
gonna
whole
pull
thing.
out the sword of Godric Gryffindor next.
No, so they go through this whole thing.
gives them
And-
Riptide from Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So anyways, yeah.
Okay. This whole dealio. And while they're leaving, she's like, "Oh, you don't have the Melchizedek priesthood yet." Melchizedek priesthood is just like a. Don't worry about it. It's a whole ordeal.
It's, there's
if you
resources.
wanna
If
wanna
you want to know
explain,
more, there's like resources.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
Go to
People to
LDS,
look
It's
at.
basically
LDS.org.
like just
.com.
the,
LDS.org.
the authority
Or
to
Church of Jesus Christ.
perform ordinances. Like,
Did you just say
you know.
.org?
Like,
.com?
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
anyway,
Anyways.
so she's like, "You don't have the Melchizedek priesthood yet," and then she raises her arm to the square and says the prayer to give them the Melchizedek priesthood as they leave the
Like
door.
word for word.
I guess
What?
right. So like the door closes, they walk out, and
No.
they're
Again,
like
these aren't
low-key
secret
freaking
things,
out.
guys, but like
No,
it's just
no,
it's
no.
just off for her to
And
do
it's
that.
like it's more than I want to talk
Yeah.
about right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
It's like the equivalent of like I don't know what's like another like
It's like some
It's-
rando like blessing your Lent or
It's like
not Lent.
Melchizedek priesthood is like basically
We're
just
doing that. Yeah.
oh, it's like
Yeah.
or
Is that
like
what
the
you're talking
equivalent of how like off-putting it would be just to randomly do that.
Oh
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's like somebody who's like, "Oh my gosh, you're not a Catholic priest. Let me fix that."
Or yeah.
yeah.
Or like like a
Well, it's like what's like I guess another religion that like has some sort of like
right or
right. It's like saying like you know the
I guess it's like some rando.
it's like saying like
just
the
scoring
Lord's
you with
prayer just
yeah.
randomly in the middle of like you know
Right.
Which
It's
I mean,
like that, but-
if you want to break that out, if that's what you do it. But like that's what it is. It's like
This is like
all of a sudden, like whoa, where'd
it's
that
just
come from?
it's more of like
Yeah.
I guess like you know it's every religion every belief has like some sort of like sacred you know symbolism.
yeah.
It's like that. It's just like
Yeah.
whipping that out in the middle of like
yeah, it's not something you do.
it's not something you just do randomly.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's oh my gosh. Yeah, so they call us and I they called me specifically, I think. Right?
Oh, and this is the
And
trainee with
it's-
the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I just remember being part of the conversation and it's the trainee that's talking because he's the one that's freaking out, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh my gosh, we just got like," and we're just like talking through it, like, "It's okay, don't worry about it. Like, if you're concerned, you don't need to keep all those items that she gave
This woman's
you.
insane.
right? Like, just like walk away from it.
Throw it off
Okay,
the bridge on
Just
the way home.
don't contact her again. Delete her contact information. Right? Block her number. Stuff like that.
Or
You know?
or find a way to relative. Sorry, but that's like
Send her to a
that's the
hospital.
general procedure. It's like
not
not
physically
shun,
beat her
but
up,
like
but
you
like
you try and like
send her to the hospital.
You-
you remember that sword you gave me, lady? Ah!
yeah, it's
We're
nothing
gonna
like that.
use it.
It's generally like a peaceful
yeah.
dissolution or whatever. but-
Yeah, because he got
But here's
freaked
a
out.
suggestion,
She's just
get
a crazy
help.
lady, but she's not gonna.
Yeah.
She wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
but
like. She
she's
didn't do any
like,
real
I'm
She's
harm.
not gonna
Crazy
do.
lady.
She's not.
Yeah.
She's not out to do like harm.
But he was absolutely freaking out. He thought he was gonna get like haunted now or
Yeah.
something. So he dropped off the handbag, right? And like they like go off. When it comes time to like when I go back with my companion, Elder Mufa, he's like, man, we got to go get that bag of stuff, right? Because he's from the islands and he's not going to waste a bag of stuff, even if it's haunted, right? He wants that. And I was like, absolutely
Classic.
Legend.
Horror
Legendary.
We go back. It's not there, right?
The stuff is gone.
Classic haunted handbag kind of dealio walking off on its own.
Right.
But
Some other
it's like
islanders
the poor,
hey, bag of stuff.
the poor like new companions like freaking
Oh
out when he
my
like
God.
opens up his drawer and it's there. It won't leave.
There's always a new missionary or just a missionary that is like that, though. You mentioned anything slightly occult.
oh
And it's
yeah,
like,
oh
no.
yeah.
Well, it's like you have like the very sheltered,
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
kids,
absolutely.
right?
Like
It's
not
just
allowed
like-
to watch Harry Potter.
Yeah, they're
like,
like,
don't
"Whoa,
celebrate
that's witchcraft."
Halloween.
Yeah, that's
Right,
the
right,
trainer
right.
that I hated. That's my training
Yeah.
companion. Oh my gosh.
And it's like it freaks them out.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just like the
It freaks
second
them
you're
out.
like,
You say the word sex.
and they're like,
Oh,
Ah!
and
Like,
yeah, their face gets pale. and
they see it written on their driver's
Or-
license, and they're like, "Whoa, buddy, you can't put that on there."
Or their face goes super red. Like, oh, you said that.
Oh yeah.
It's just, it's
It's a nightmare.
unfortunate that
It's a
that's
nightmare.
just
That's
the
how they are
situation that some
sometimes.
people are in. It's
Yeah.
just they're very sheltered.
And you know they're gonna end up being alt-right.
Yay!
All right, or because of a
I'm gonna
bunch of
hit that. I'm
repression.
gonna hit you with
Do it.
the
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
revelation.
But yeah, I mean that's just the culture. Anyways, John, I totally just cut in.
Well, that was most of it. You know, that's,
That's crazy though. That's
it was
just
whole
like
ordeal.
brothers. Let me
That's-
give you or it's like elders.
Yeah.
Let me give you you don't even have the Melchizedek priesthood, which for those of you who are like listening and are in the faith. You
Yeah.
know that's something you get before you go on your
Yeah,
mission.
no, that's
And
something.
That's
you
the
already-
hilarious
Yeah.
part. Some of you who are listening
and if you're not
probably
part of the faith and you're
know
completely
that
confused, it's a
It's-
requirement. Well, not necessarily
Yeah.
a requirement, but
it's a blessing you get before
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
or
basically.
and you can
It's the
even
way.
get it
It's the simple
when you
way of
go
putting
too.
it.
But in
yeah.
general,
Mhm.
you should have it before you go.
Yeah,
It's
the
important.
title elder that I said before, that's
Is related to
it
that.
means that
Yeah.
you have this already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's crazy. Well,
All the crazy stuff.
Man.
I will. It's time for I think unless anyone has any other stories,
I mean, I can tell you about
we're about an hour and
me going on the subway
Difference.
and getting groped by a gypsy man.
tell me about.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah.
So-
We're gonna get a strong, I guess, finale here.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's.
So-
Hold on, let me cue you in.
oh, here we go.
Let me, Landon, tell us what we've won.
Welcome to today's bonus round.
The
where
bonus
we talk
round.
Yeah,
about
bonus round.
Landon getting groped by a gypsy man.
Whoa. Okay.
So, you might not understand
Bonus.
what that means. But that's because it's a hook.
He's like,
So-
I'll walk you through.
I'm not
So
sure.
the church where we were, so there's different wards in Bucharest. There's 2 of them,
Right.
and they're branches. But the church building that we would go to and just like do language study at and whatnot
Right.
is right outside of a really, really bad neighborhood, a
Right.
poor neighborhood,
I
I
just
should
for
say.
context, ward means like different congregations.
Yeah, different congregations. Branch is just a smaller one, like ward light, pretty much.
Yes.
Anyways, so my companion and I, my trainer and I, we finish our language study, and this is like somewhere at the point where I really hated him. We'll get into that. And did that really happen? But
Did that really happen?
so we have to go to the subway because we use the subway
lie.
all the time to get around Bucharest. That's the
Mhm.
only reason why that city's walkable is it has the subway, so then you can walk around. I guess that doesn't mean it's walkable by that. by that
On paper,
sense.
it's walkable.
On paper,
Right,
it's
right.
walkable. On paper, it's possible for only like 2 groups of elders and sisters to be able to cover that city. But, and as we finish our language study, we are crossing the street. We got to go to the subway. This neighborhood has a lot of gypsy folk. It's just a
Right.
poor neighborhood, and a lot of the time, the gypsy folk, there's either the really rich ones
Okay.
or there's the poor. It's just any other
Yes.
class.
Yeah.
But so the most amazing thing about this is, so I'm a respectable 6'2".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty tall.
Shorty.
Even by I'm short. Yeah. No. By Romanian standards, I'm pretty tall.
Right.
But gypsy guys, on average, are fairly short, like 5'9" or whatnot.
Oh, okay.
There are like the occasional like giants though.
Yeah.
Right.
I've met a few that were really huge dudes, but this gypsy guy was probably around 4 feet tall.
Ooh.
So
wow.
so we're like 15 feet, 10 feet away.
How's the weather down there?
Yeah, from the bus station, and we're wearing suit shirts and everything. So we're an
Right.
easy mark for a gypsy trying to get into a pocket or anything.
Okay.
And because he's so short, he grabs me to like try and get me to stop and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I just kind of lift my arm. Of course, by lifting my arm, I expose my leg.
Yeah.
And so I feel hands going up and down my thighs.
Wow.
I'm like, what's going? What you looking for, buddy?
Yeah.
And I keep everything in my suit coat at that point because it's still pretty cold. So we're
Okay,
just walking
yeah,
around
not
in suit
everything.
That suit coat's
coat. Not
important.
everything's cold now. But yeah, so there's nothing to find there. But this guy is just going up and down my leg,
We have to go deeper.
and I'm like, this is the point where I gently push him to the side.
Right.
And luckily, he wasn't feeling extra tall today. And so he didn't go into a fight. But like I was able to walk past, but his friends, and they're like, "Woo!" Like doing their little cat calls and
yeah.
stuff. And like,
What the
See,
heck?
part
So-
of me is like, maybe he's just trying to pickpocket you. Right?
Yeah,
But then
right,
the
right.
cat
So-
call part, I'm like, that's
yeah.
weird.
What the
that
heck?
was the weird part. It's like, what? What was the second part? Like you were obviously trying to get for money, but then you tried to do something else, and
He's trying to get-
I did not
let's-
appreciate that.
Listen, Landon, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. He's trying to get money through other means.
Oh, dude.
Man.
So as soon as COVID hit, the amount of times I got propositioned increased, and it was
Oh my
so
gosh.
bad.
Whoa.
No.
What?
It was
Okay.
so it was a lot of like, when you're doing the Facebook finding, you're
Yeah.
like direct messaging or
It's so
friending
real.
random people, because at that time that wasn't a streamlined process because we were like pioneering it.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm fairly physically fit, and so my Facebook is physically fit Landon,
Hmm.
and
Woo!
I would get
And you're
a bunch.
already hot.
Yes,
Watch
boy,
out,
hermoso.
ladies.
Yeah.
Or
He is
Like,
single,
you're-
by the way.
hey, you're a pretty boy. Like,
So's John.
and it's these old dudes are like,
I
hey,
have a
you're a
girlfriend
pretty
that
boy.
way,
And
so.
like, I'm not,
Just kidding, John's not
I'm not
single,
your
sorry.
I'm not your pretty boy. I'm not your pretty boy.
Hunger Games it.
Anyways, you in general, Romanians are very, so this is another thing. They're a very sex driven people.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, oh yeah, this brings me up to my train stories. So you'll
Years
always
of
have
being in the
there'll,
block,
there'll
huh?
always be like a drunk guy on the train,
Right.
and they'll be screaming outside. But this time we got a booth with a drunk guy,
Oh,
and
excellent.
he talked about all of his past flames, how
He's like, you want to be my next one?
pizda ye was so good. Pizda is not a word you should use in Romanian.
Gotcha.
It's the word for cat, but
Oh,
not
Gotcha.
cat.
No, we
okay.
get it.
Yeah, you
I read you cloud.
he was talking so much
Clear.
about how great it was with this one girl.
Oh.
It
yeah.
so bad. But I mean, the thing is, Romanian women are very attractive. Like at 18 and up, they're very attractive, and then at 30 they hit, and the
Oh no.
the tobacco, the
Say it
alcohol,
as it is, I guess.
everything just something in
Every-
their genes just like
Every bad
Yeah.
decision
Okay.
they've
One-
made in life hits
one of the
at
one of
get
the
it.
one of the
30.
MTC teachers like
gosh.
educated us and said they pickle. That's like
They-
the
Wow.
they pickle, like they
I
go
turned
from
myself
beautiful
into
to like
Pickle Morty.
yeah kind of
They turned into Pickle
Uh,
Rick.
yeah.
Interesting.
On that topic, because they're so hot blooded, we'll go to Tubby's second mistake.
Oh,
So
no.
Oh,
this
boy.
is Tubby became a ZL
We're gonna
over
book
me
up
and my other
Tubby's
companion
mistakes.
during COVID time.
what not
ZL
to do
just
for
means that he's in a
Romanian.
Yeah,
leadership
zone leader.
position.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just over. And at that point, I had made peace with Tubby. I was okay with
okay,
it.
nice.
We were frenemies.
Gotcha.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
Familiar with each other, but
So we finally got the go ahead to like, hey, you
I
can,
don't like that.
show up and hang out with the other elders for a little exchange. And we did. And so they were over in our little city and we did our like 30 minutes outside time. Cause at that point we were allowed to go outside again.
Oh yeah, the COVID walks.
yeah.
And we went through the park, all four of us
Okay.
on our exchange. So my companion, Tubby and his companion and me went through the park and there's this Romanian dude and his girlfriend. And Tubby was in a college town for a long time. So he was able to, do like funny pranks with couples on benches, like, make little binoculars.
Mhm.
We're going through the park. Tubby does this to the wrong dude and his girl. And this dude, he's a little gypsy dude again. They're always feeling really tall
They feel
in
taller
certain
than they
respects.
are. Yeah.
So he full on like, oh, you're encroaching on my territory, like a full rhino or stag
Right.
sort of thing.
Oh.
And he squares up.
It's all about
He
territory.
squares up against Tubby over just the little eye binoculars.
Mhm.
And of course, it's Tubby. He did something dumb again.
No, cat, get off
Tubby
my-
did something dumb.
Right.
And little guy swings and connects with Tubby.
Ooh.
Right in Tubby's face.
Okay.
Tubby is out. For like 5 to 10 seconds. Tubby is
No.
flat on the ground.
No.
We got saved by like a jogger lady. But Tubby's companion had already like squared up with little guy.
No.
So both the ZLs are like
spread the gospel in your
combat.
face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They were heat of the moment.
Quick,
They
throw
were
the
terrible.
look at him.
Yeah.
Holy
we-
smokes.
Like, thank God for a jogger lady who was really on top of it because she starts yelling at this kid like, hey, leave them alone. Do you not see Jesus on their like name tags? Like, whoa, another godsend, another nice person. But this person's like fighting for us because Tubby's out and other guy is already just pretty bruised anyways. Gypsy guy has got nothing on him. So yeah, he was a gypsy. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah,
But-
you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not me saying that's why he was angry. But man, Tubby. I
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
so mad.
Sounds like
So-
Tubby should
so
never
Tubby-
go back to Romania.
Yeah, Tubby should.
No.
I mean, for a sightseeing, never leaving Bucharest, he could go. Yeah, so Tubby gets up after the lady like takes care of it and she's like threatening to call the police on that guy. And I am mad because it happened in my city. I had been in that city for like a year.
Oh,
But I was so mad because like that was the one incident. I was like, this better not go to anyone higher up.
Mhm.
This never happened.
Right.
And so Tubby's up. I pretty much like take him by the arm and I'm like, we are going to Kaufland, which is the grocery store in like all of Europe pretty much. It just
Okay.
means it's a German
Right.
line. And we're like, we're going to get ice and I'm going to buy you something because I'm freaking pissed. And in my brain, it's like, I got to take care of these folks.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we get him a chocolate milk.
A chalky milk.
Chocolate milk.
Chalky milk.
Chalky milk and
Chalky
some
milk.
ice.
boy.
But yeah, like Tubby had a nice shiner after that, and
Oh,
we had his
no.
own meeting. Anyways, that's like pretty much the saga of Tubby. He
So what I'm hearing
gets
is
so much
what I'm hearing is Tubby experienced the gift of laying on of hands.
Oh yeah, no,
The
Tubby,
laying on of
Tubby
hands,
didn't give it.
exactly.
He got it.
Yeah, no, I was to say he received the blessing of the
Yeah.
laying on of hands.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Jeez, man.
god.
And then the final thing. So when I returned, we found out that certain people on our flight back of missionaries coming back got the COVID-19.
Oh my gosh.
You know who it was?
No.
Tubby.
Tubby.
Tubby!
Really? Tubby-
Every
Tubby
time!
Oh
had-
my
What
god.
is
Tubby
he
had the
doing,
COVID-19.
dude?
But Tubby's wife was a sister coming back on that same flight,
Oh,
Whoa.
no, what?
and she had the COVID-19.
Oh, dude.
And they were in the same airplane
Right.
seats together.
Wow, wow, wow. Bowser
Yeah.
go wow, wow.
Anyways, that's the saga
let me
of Tubby.
play it.
Yeah, go
Let me
for
play
it.
it in real
Go for
quick.
it.
Yeah.
Tubby had a great
And
flight.
From what I understand, I
gosh.
think they've got a beautiful baby boy.
Oh,
No.
okay.
But yeah.
Probably from the flight, I'm assuming.
No.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
No,
But
you know.
yeah, that's the saga of Tubby, man.
Man, it all goes back to airplanes.
All goes back to
Yeah,
airplanes. Yep.
Disney. Okay, well.
But yeah,
anyways,
that's it.
yeah, the
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy. It sounds,
So pretty much
So
all,
I'm
my, all
hearing
my crazy
is-
travel stories all are because of Tubby.
So what I'm hearing is you two had two completely different experiences on your
Oh yeah.
LDS missions.
Yes.
John was sitting there eating good.
Oh,
you
Eating
know,
good.
That brings
hearing
me to
the
the
cackle,
food.
hearing the cackle of the kookaburras each night.
That's
while
true.
Landon's getting in fist fights because
And-
Tubby can't keep his hands.
And John's
himself.
mystery meat was horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mystery meat was pig jello.
I'm sorry.
There it is.
Pig jello.
What's pig jello?
So it's called many different names. There's pifthie and toba.
Right.
I only had the
So by
pleasure
many
of
different
eating
names,
toba.
you mean two different
Yeah,
names.
two different names.
Pleasure.
Okay.
It's basically so you stew pig's feet, you boil them,
Right.
and when you boil pig's feet or anything with a lot of keratin or gelatin, natural gelatin in
Yeah.
it becomes gelatin, which is jello.
Yeah.
So the jello is made of a pig broth, pig's feet broth.
I
Pig's-
have to look up
pig's
a food while
toenail
you
broth.
explain
This
now.
and-
sounds amazing.
They throw whatever they want in there. Whatever, well, actually, not whatever they want. Whatever no one wanted from the butcher shop goes into the toba.
right.
I accidentally searched Pog Jello.
For some reason, they really like this.
Poggers?
They really like this stuff. I think it's a remnant from like Great Depression era, World War II era stuff.
Is this what it looks like?
Oh.
Yeah.
That is horrible
Oh.
So-
looking.
So
Gavin, do you want to?
Okay, this is
explain that
awesome.
site?
so this is a Christmas
It's called Aspic.
Christmas
on
and
this
New
website.
Year's kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least Toba is. Piftia is like an anytime
Okay.
thing. It's a savory jello, even though it's not.
Savory.
I couldn't
That-
call it. You can't call it jello either.
I can't.
Oh, right,
Uh,
right.
If
But
gelatin
from what
food.
I'm seeing here, right?
Yeah.
If I were to describe it, right? Imagine like the stereotypical cartoon depiction of like fruitcake, but instead of cake, it is
Yeah.
a clear. Instead of like a brown cake, it's like a clear
Yeah,
jello-looking thing with like
pretty much think like
with like
Great
pork in it.
Bits of meat.
think like
It's
Great
fat.
Depression
It's like the
or
mystery
stuff
meat,
like
you know?
Jello salad.
It
It's
is
not
mystery
John's.
meat.
It's not John's.
It's not
mystery
my
meat.
mystery meat.
No,
No.
no, and I mean it's not much of a mystery what's in there.
Yeah.
I mean what cut
It's a
is
mystery of
is
how
the
they
mystery.
got it.
because it's not the classic like oh it's like a shredded pork is in there. It's
This literally is fruitcake.
pork eyelid, pork skin, terrible stuff.
Wow.
Anyways, I was served up a plate of that, and as a missionary, you always try it.
yeah.
Try before you deny. I should have
Try
denied first.
Don't.
So
Those who
I-
denied it supplied it.
I took a slice of the toba
Right.
Mhm.
for their little Christmas meal, which the best thing was I had a train to catch right after because it was again transfers where we go find your new companion or meet your new companion, and that stuff destroyed me internally. I think it
Oh
was a
my gosh.
mind over matter, but I destroyed the church bathroom after that.
Oh no.
Destroyed it,
Oh,
and then it was
no.
30 minutes to get to our
Oh my gosh.
get to the train.
Landed expelled
And-
the devil.
So I'm with these two other elders for that time being because my companion had left. So all three of us get to the train station to drop me off.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who picks me up in the train to be my companion in the train?
No.
It's Tubby.
It's
No.
Tubby.
Everything.
Wow.
So everything bad on my
Keeps
mission
going back to
is
Tubby.
rooted to Tubby in some way or another.
The harbinger.
You know what's crazy, right?
Yeah.
What's crazy?
For some reason, your food story reminded me of a video I saw, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Of a delicacy in it's like parts of Vietnam,
Yeah.
right?
It's a great story.
Involves cow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a normal cut cow.
Is it the intestine?
It's not the intestine.
No.
I think much lower.
Okay.
Oh. Is
it
Is it uterus or penis?
Testicles.
it's
Like-
cow vagina.
Yeah,
Vagina.
uterus.
Apparently
Yeah,
is
okay.
a
uterus, yeah.
delicacy in certain parts. I
I
don't
mean,
think I could. I don't
why?
think I could eat it. According to people who've had it, it's good.
I
I
mean-
don't believe them. I think
Right.
at the end of the day, it is just muscle fiber.
that's true.
But what the muscle fiber's been through,
think about
and
what
where
it's
it
been
is.
through. Yeah, like
I say that, but I never ate the cow intestine soup in
Okay.
Romania.
Yeah.
I avoided that. For some reason, I ate pigskin, toba, liver, liver loaf, and all that, but never went to the cow intestine
Never
soup
got
because
to the
you have to
intestine
order
part.
that. You have to order that. And it's
Okay.
like,
Special
why would
order.
I? Why
You're
would I
like,
order that?
You're like,
After
why
I-
would I
special
willingly
request,
ask for that?
After I've been through all these foods, why would I do that?
Have
Also-
you guys heard of the Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yes,
What is
Yeah.
a Rocky Mountain oyster?
it's a testicle.
It's a local delicacy.
It's a testicle, my friend.
It's of what?
I believe, isn't it goat? It's a goat.
Goat?
Yeah, because
I'm sorry. When you tell
it's
me,
either
right?
goat
I'm
or
gonna
sheep.
Google
When you
this.
tell me, you're like, have you heard of the Rocky Mountain oyster? I'm like, oyster and mountains don't add
Yeah,
up,
they don't
buddy.
mix.
See,
right.
Well, they claim that it's like an oyster.
No,
That
the thing
sounds
about that
terrible.
sounds like an
But-
oyster to
No.
me.
Terrible. Here we
No,
go.
I
Here
mean,
goes the Googling. This
I've
is gonna
seen
be on my
enough
search history.
Willets from Rhett and Link to know that
True.
testicle is not what you want to
Listen,
eat.
I've had some foods, right? I've
Yeah.
tried octopus, delicious.
Oh, yeah, octopus, great.
prime.
Honestly, almost
Cow-
anything you get out
it's
of the ocean is great.
Cow tongue,
Almost.
not bad.
Bowl. It's from a bowl.
But you're telling me you can
Bull.
eat the testicles of a bull?
Well, here's the
Right.
thing: some people just go for a raw.
no, dude.
Well, sorry.
John just got the worst image.
No.
I'm pretty sure on his Google search.
No. That was
No,
just
no,
the
no.
visual image from what Landon just said.
Oh no!
People will like a lot of this
It's like
stuff.
how the Vietnamese
a
cow.
lot of
You
this
know,
stuff are like, hey, boil it for safety, and like, sure, maybe I'll consider. But some people will go for
Yeah,
this stuff like raw because they claim the aphrodisiac effects.
okay, see now, hold on, hold on.
like,
come on.
Hold on, I've got to
it's-
make this
it's-
joke
it's
now
your-
because
Okay,
Yeah,
what is
John's
what's the joke?
mind went to a bad place, so I now feel justified in making the joke. Right, just like how the cow, muscle. I will say
Yeah.
is probably
Yes.
could be potentially one of the greatest setups for a mom joke. We'll just leave that there.
Oh. I kind of understand.
He kind of gets it.
You
I'll
can,
explain.
you can
I
tell
will-
us when we're not recording.
See, that's
I will
strange,
explain
'cause-
it when you're older.
Because John usually doesn't get these first, but I'm struggling.
Dude, the
I'm
fact
like
that
getting
John,
some small amount of
listen. All I'm saying is,
Yeah, crazy food.
mom joke.
There's good food all around.
Yeah.
There's also
Don't eat.
terrible food.
If anyone comes up
all
and
around.
offers you the oysters
there-
from the
no,
Rocky Mountains,
There'll be
do
someone
not
that's
eat
like,
it.
I
No, no.
love Toba. But I'll say this to end. If anyone
Right,
offers you cured pigskin, don't say, yeah, I'll try a slice. It's like
Saving
if you've ever like
yourself.
had that thought to just like chew like your fingernail off and you get that like cuticle texture.
Yeah. Is that the whole thing?
The
texture?
pigskin
What?
is basically like a 1/4 inch thick
Cuticle.
Oh.
cuticle.
Oh,
Okay.
And
But, like,
it's hard.
don't like that.
It's hard. It's basically like
don't.
eating a huge fingernail.
So that's cured. Have you
Yeah, cured.
have you had the fried pigskin?
No, well, I know fried stuff is
Where
It's
it's like
good.
Fried.
and it's like a
Yeah.
whole lot of fat on it.
yeah, the cracklings.
It's really easy.
well. That's because
yeah.
it's got the fat still, John.
Yeah.
This stuff is just the skin.
It's just pure
That's
skin.
insane.
It's like
Guys, people eat weird stuff.
It's like
true.
Leatherface's
Yeah.
mask.
well,
if
here's
it
the
was
thing:
just like
Romanians.
made of
Gosh.
pig.
So it's a whole like
it was made of
celebration
pig.
thing, that
Yeah,
pig skin.
not human.
But
Right.
they will like kill the
Clarify.
pig. They will kill the pig day of,
Mhm.
and then they'll like be
Microsoft
taking it.
add
So
this to Minecraft.
they'll be eating that skin uncured.
Jeez.
So
oh
so
my
they
gosh.
they'll cut the pig, and then they'll eat it.
I mean, I
like,
get
They
it.
were really like,
I
boy,
get
I
it.
can't wait to eat some skin
I
fresh.
mean, I can't imagine it tastes good.
You know,
If
to
it-
them, they
to them,
enjoy it. They
okay,
enjoy it.
I mean, I
mean,
can't.
I heard somewhere that
it's not-
all foods are an acquired taste
it's
when you
not-
come back.
Yeah,
That's
right?
true.
So
I get that.
when you get down
It's
to it,
more-
like, yeah,
yeah.
if you're raised like that, then
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I like if it's good, if they like it. Yeah, I'm not one to judge.
No.
but like
but also
Some
I'm
of
just
the-
gonna
I'm one-
judge.
I'm
some
one
of
to
the
say-
things. Well, I'm gonna judge some of the things people put in their mouths.
Oh, yeah.
mind-boggling to me.
that
This just went from
it's like
travel stories to culinary talk.
that's like
now.
it's
it's like
all
Men in
culinary
Black, like Men in
nightmares,
Black
yeah.
1, where
Welcome to Kitchen
Jay-
Nightmares.
Jay is so crazy, so weirded out that Kay is eating a doner kebab
right,
from the like big old slab of meat that they shaved.
right,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, kebab, really great stuff.
Oh, okay.
Awesome
I thought you were
stuff.
gonna say something bad about it.
He's like
That's
kebab
No.
sucks. I hate it.
It's so
that was
good.
the
Never-
best part
never
about
do
being in
it.
Europe because
Yeah.
kebab is there. I mean, there's
Yeah.
kebab in the States. It's just super regulated.
right.
Which I mean, I guess that's
Yeah.
a plus.
Yeah.
But the downside is you don't get much kebab in the States.
They'll allow
Kebab and
you know,
shawarma, super good stuff.
They'll allow one
Australia, they
bug
call it
in
kebabs.
certain
Kebab.
You know, they'll
Yeah.
allow a certain amount of bugs in peanut butter, but God forbid you get kebab.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. God forbid that you get
The
the
FDA,
the mixed,
man.
Oh
the
my
mixed together
goodness.
meat slab.
Heaven
that's
forbid we got any
rotated.
real yogurt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
And it's so hard.
Anyways.
It's so hard to get. I'm sorry.
Next-
Just one last.
One last
It's
thought.
so
All
hard
right.
to get unpasteurized milk. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, John,
Yeah.
why do you want unpasteurized milk?
You wanna
Because
make
I
cheese.
want to make cheese.
I want
Yeah.
to make the cheese.
I want to make cheese, and it's so hard to get raw milk. Anyway.
So yeah,
John,
now-
what
now
you
we
need to do is you
definitely
need to
know-
go out, buy a cow,
Oh.
get it yourself.
Yeah, buy a cow.
Oh my gosh.
And the land to let
Quit,
it graze.
quit,
Right.
quit complaining, John. There's ways
It's-
around it.
it's really
Start John's farm.
John's farm. Yep. And I can take care of the rabbits.
And that's
Yeah.
gonna turn. Yes.
John, yeah,
Yes.
John, you can take care of the rabbits.
I can take care of the rabbits. We'll have a little place.
Anyways,
okay, let's
anyways,
stop there.
So
This is going
as a quick
terrible
ender,
now.
I guess
Yes.
Anywhere
Right.
you
Final
go,
thoughts.
find the food, try what you want, make
Okay.
sure the locals explain it, like ask for a good
At least
explanation.
know what you're eating. I
Don't
guess.
eat it
But-
until you know what it is. Yeah.
Definitely give it a try.
I like John with cat. With
I
a
wouldn't
horse
say
currently.
if it's an organ thing. I mean, if you're really adventurous, go for the organs. But generally, like get out of your shell, try what's
some
around.
Of some of the random organs.
I've said
from
yes.
Animals are kind of good.
Yeah, I've said yes to a lot of things, and I've
Okay.
felt really good about it. Like,
John, I promise
I
I'm
found-
not some weird like.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do some weird Jeffrey Dahmer thing. right?
No.
I went to.
Oh
I went,
gosh, not Dahmer.
I went to.
Oh,
I went.
gosh.
Listen, I went to Tucanos the other a
Yeah.
while
Okay,
ago,
okay.
right? And they come around with a nice stick of just
Chicken
chicken
hearts.
hearts.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, why is it kind of good?
They're not bad.
I don't really like them.
A little-
I really wanted
little
to.
chewy at
but-
times, but
it's
it's
just
not bad.
It's just, I think part of it is just the texture that
Yeah.
just,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
throws
yeah.
people off. But I'm like, again, it just goes to like, why are random organs from animals that you would not expect people to eat? Like,
Yeah.
kind of get like chicken hearts. Who
See-
just randomly is like, you can go to a grocery store and buy
I
chicken
want to eat a
legs.
chicken heart.
Like I
Yeah.
I don't
chicken
hate,
legs.
Or
I
like
don't hate
chicken
liver.
feet.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Like I don't hate
Absolutely.
liver most of the time. It was only when it was in the liver loaf that I didn't like it.
Okay,
And I
Hannibal.
think it's just
Uh,
because there was a boiled egg inside and the egg like made it weird.
Oh yeah, God
though
forbid
I
they put
like-
an egg in.
I like
someone's liver.
egg. I like egg,
What's that?
but it was so bad.
I don't like egg.
We
I'm
keep
not
saying
a
that
fan
we're
of
gonna,
egg.
End it.
finish,
Yeah.
but like, have you guys had that?
Listen, I'll give
it's
you
like-
a
it's
minute and 30
liver-
seconds.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, liverwurst, right? Is that the one that's made out of actual
Isn't
liver?
that the
right?
white one?
No,
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
the
no.
white
Are
sauce.
you thinking
No.
of vice versa?
Vice versa is bad. Vice versa is
Um,
bad. I don't like that one.
It's all right.
Mm.
You gotta. Well, I think you gotta have it with like a.
It depends on what the
Yeah,
side. Yeah.
But like holy smoke! It's like this gray paste.
Yeah.
It looks so unappetizing.
Because
but
it's
it
ground up
tastes
liver
so
to
good.
be in the sausage. Yeah.
It tastes so good. You put that on a cracker, amazing.
It's like the.
It's so good.
It's like
Well,
the one,
foie
it's like the one
is terrible.
one line in the Be Our Guest and It's like try the gray stuff.
Stuff. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what the gray
We
stuff
figured
was.
out what it is.
That's what it was.
well,
Okay, let's end.
anyways, great stories, boys.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out some sort of challenge thing.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
now, we're gonna retroactively. I'm gonna sign a winner of this one. And
Oh.
we'll do end of the season. The loser has to do something.
Okay.
Goofy.
Okay, so are we going to be like alternating judges then?
What if
Yeah.
like every
Well,
episode
I mean,
we do
yeah.
something
We'll hash
and then
this out.
We'll
the
hash this
loser
out.
of the
Episode, yeah.
season has to, right? So we don't
Yeah.
have to come up with like
Yeah.
We don't
a
have
punishment.
to. Yeah, no,
every
we don't have
episode.
to. Every episode, loser of
Yeah.
the season has to like
That's good. Okay.
do something.
Do a
right?
video. We'll give you
And-
a YouTube
Deal.
link. And
Yeah, we'll probably put this on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
Landon had some great stories. I feel like this episode goes to Landon.
That makes sense.
He listen, he may hate Tubby as your first hit, but without Tubby, he wouldn't have won this
That wouldn't have had
episode.
those stories.
You owe
He
it
wouldn't
to
have had the
Tubby.
win.
again, it comes back to
It
Tubby.
goes
comes
back to Tubby.
every time.
Anyways, this has been the Gabs with Gav. Like I said at the beginning, my name's Gavin. I am hosting this with my two buddies, John and Landon, that have joined me today. They're probably going to be the regulars. We might have
Yes.
a random fourth person alternate, but they're going to be the two regulars. And
Yes.
at the end of the season, there's going to be a punishment for whoever doesn't have enough points. I guess. I don't know.
Points, whatever.
Something. So
boy
Landon
dollars,
gets a
whatever.
point today.
Yep.
Nice.
It's okay. I'll feel bad because I'm making someone do something terrible. So just to even it out, I will also do the punishment
Oh,
with them.
boy.
Oh, you don't need to.
Listen.
Here's the idea.
I feel
The
listen.
punishee gets to choose who goes with it.
Oh yes, okay, I like that.
Oh wow. Okay, that's fun.
Misery
fine.
loves company.
That's
That's, what we'll
good.
call
Misery-
it.
we'll go with that.
least
Okay,
you
yeah.
get the
episode,
satisfaction.
the video
The-
will be called Misery Loves Company.
That's
Okay,
fantastic.
yes, I like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. So at the very end of the season, the loser will, receive their punishment. And they get to pick someone to go along with them, and that I am an option as the host, as someone who can do the punishment too. So
Okay.
just because I don't want it to be unfair, it's like, well, Gavin doesn't have to do anything bad because he's the host. No. It's,
yeah.
we'll still do it. I'll
Right.
still.
We all want
participate,
you
yeah.
to know that as soon as this recording's done, he's gonna like hold us at knife point and be like, "You can't choose me."
Oh, I know how to deal with knife
Because
point. There's a
he's
suitcase
gonna-
right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got my
just like
suitcase
Tubby,
in front of
you
him
know?
where I stored the mics. Anyways,
That's it.
that's it. Thanks
Bye.
for
Happy
listening.
trails.
Bye.